UValleyRadio.net. Good morning. I'm Robert Miguel here with you on School Choice Week, January 22nd through 28th. If I'm not mistaken, next week is Catholic School Week. So basically what we're doing is we're kind of highlighting school choice and education options. School choice is a process of allowing every family to choose the K through 12 educational options that best fit their children, because every child is unique. All children learn differently. Some kids might succeed at the neighborhood public school, while others might fit in better at a charter, magnet, online, private, or home learning environment. So we are showcasing Uvalde County's educational options, and we're doing that with interviews and features on different principals and heads of school at several different Uvalde campuses. And joining me on the phone right now from Sacred Heart Catholic Church, Mr. Principal Joseph Olan.
Hey, thank you very much. Thank you very much for having me on.
Absolutely. It's a pleasure to catch up with you, sir. And I know I just kind of checked out your website. You guys have a lot going on right now. It looks like you guys have implemented some amazing changes and upgrades. So before I get into that, Principal Olan, let's go ahead and get into you and give me tell me how long you've been at Sacred Heart, and we'll get into your history in education.
Yes, this is my third year here at Sacred Heart, so it's been a blessing being here. I began in August of 2020, so it's been wonderful. I can't speak enough about this school and what it can do for children in this community.
Fantastic. So, what was how did you get into education? What is your educational background, and what led you to be an instructor?
Well, I have a master's in curriculum instruction, and after I was a teacher, I really wanted to be an administrator in education. And what greater way to bring my faith and my work together, my career together, than being a principal of a Catholic school here in Uvalde, Texas. I didn't finish my doctoral degree, but I do have a number of hours on my year away from finishing my doctorate with Johns Hopkins, and that's also in education. It's called Mind, Brain, and Teaching. So it's in neuroeducation. Oh. So it's about learning about the brain to better serve and better leverage non-academic factors so students can succeed academically.
So let's go ahead and get right into it. Sacred Heart Catholic School. Before we get into what's going on here for the 2022 and 2023 school year and then enrollment for the future, let's go and talk about the history of Sacred Heart Catholic School. Unpack as much information as you can about the rich history of that campus.
Yeah, Sacred Heart Catholic School has been part of this community since 1913. It is the longest continuous operating school in the area. The enrollment right now has doubled since the previous school year. We've had a lot of different exciting things happening, but when it comes down to the history of this school, the history of this school is based on three pillars, and that's academic excellence, faith formation, and servant leadership. This school has been led by the Teresian Sisters, or the Society of Jesus, and this is a Teresian school, and the students not just learn about St. Teresa, but about all the saints, and the history of this school is truly based on those three pillars, and the bedrock of our lessons is on religion. So we integrate religion as much as we can. But one thing that's really great and fascinating about the Archdiocese, the schools of the Archdiocese of San Antonio, we embrace all faiths in our schools. So here at Sacred Heart Catholic School, there are not just Catholics here. There's students from other faiths, and that's really, really amazing to see students from different faiths leading the way when it comes to their education and academic excellence.
So as a parent, I wonder if you don't have that same exact faith, why bring your kid to a Catholic school? Now, is that because your curriculum and you guys do such a great job that people go, hey, you know what? I don't even care if they're preaching to these kids. We want to be in this school because you guys are that excellent.
Correct, and that's the conversation. Most of the conversations surround that, about the academics, and they want the atmosphere, at least. Yes, the specifics of a religion might differ for them and what they want for their child, but they put that aside and they want their child just mainly here for the environment, for the academics. And yes, it is different being in a faith-based atmosphere, because at the end of the day, it brings a lot more love, and it brings a lot more enjoyment by the students, because they're able to perceive their excellence in education through the lens of their faith in many, many times. And those students with a different faith, they're just in a wonderful environment with others as well. So to answer your question, the parents that come here, yes, I inform them. I always tell all my parents, I want you to make the best informed decision for your child before committing to this school. And if you're of a different faith, then we obviously have those conversations and those details. And for the most part, all of them have always agreed to bring their child here to finish off the year. Like this year, all students that started the year with a different faith, they are still here. They're still with us. So there's a lot more. There's a lot more to our school than just religion. And a lot of people in society, when they look at Catholic schools, they're just going to talk about religion all day to the students, and that's not necessarily true. We're very progressive in our curriculum academics. We have lots of things happening. We have a lot of robotics, a lot of science curriculum. I mean, we have a lot of things happening. So it's a very progressive curriculum we have, and we integrate religion when applicable. But when people compare a lot of times Catholic schools to other schools, they think kind of like we're archaic or just teach religion. No, we're on the cutting edge in many areas when it comes to education, and it just takes people just to come into the schools and start asking questions and to see, even take tours, and they'll understand, wow, this school is very progressive. So, I mean, that's just something that people just need to understand, that times have changed, and it's just a mindset, I guess, that needs to change as well.
It's not like they show in the movies where there's a nun with a ruler in her hand, just kind of with a domineering presence hovering over you anymore. So, once again, we're talking to Principal Joseph Olan at Sacred Heart Catholic School. You can find them online at shcuvalde.org. That's shcuvalde.org. Now, Principal Olan, one of the first things when I was doing a little research before I talked to you is there's a really great letter that you put together explaining some of the changes and improvements you guys have implemented for the 2022-2023 school year. Now, I know a lot of this might have to do with this terrible tragedy that happened last May at our public school, and I'm sure that in the wake of all that, you guys had to really hustle and, I guess, approach the new school year, make lots of preparations. Let's go and take a moment to discuss the things that you guys did and have implemented to give our kids more security and parents, I guess, more confidence in sending their kids to school.
Yes, so Convergent Technology San Antonio donated a very nice security system to our school past June, so we have security cameras throughout. We also have doors that are highly secure. We have bulletproof windows and doors, or ballistic grade coverings for the windows that do not have the ballistic grade glass, but we're going to be moving to all ballistic grade windows and doors without covering soon, because everything will be bulletproof for our school as well. We also have our teachers have a lot of training on what to do in case there's an emergency. We just have an app that we just rolled out, or that we didn't roll it out, but an app called LifeSpot. The LifeSpot company, all the Archdiocese schools are going to be integrating another layer of security called LifeSpot, so it can notify the police of an emergency within seconds. And the police department here in Uvalde, they're going to be getting trained on this as well. So our cell phones now can be used not just to call 911, but actually to chat with a dispatcher. And there's other features of the phone that are excellent for in emergencies as well. We also have what's called the Barracuda defense system in our classrooms. So it really helps secure the classrooms itself, and an 8-foot unscalable fence that surrounds the campus. So we have a variety of, there's a few other things, but we have a variety of things. But again, at the end of the day, security, the best security in the world has to come in layers, and it has to come with people willing to understand that everything works together. It's just not one single thing in security that can protect the school. So not only do we have the trainings for the teachers and even the students, the building itself is extremely safe, and our protocols for visitors also have changed. So we do have a camera. We speak to people outside the front door, outside our ballistic grade door, and we do not allow visitors before 3:45, and it's a parent with a student. So we have a lot of different things being implemented here at the school, and it's been working fabulously since the first day.
You have a heart, and a love for your students and faculty, and protection, keeping them physically safe is, of course, of utmost importance, but their mental health and their emotional, those aspects are important as well. How has dealing with the tragedy affected your student body and your teachers, and how you guys interact?
To be honest with you, we were very well prepared for any type of mental health concerns or issues. The Bereavement Center of Uvalde, they offer their services twice a week. They're amazing in supporting us. Canines for Christ is actually here today. They're here once a week, all day long. The first 2 weeks of school, they're here every day. So we do have a counseling center on campus. We do whole group, small group, individual sessions. We do have a full-time counselor, and she supports supported again by the Bereavement Center and Canines for Christ. We focus on play therapy and counseling. So it's been wonderful. We've had various events like the Be Kind Project. It's a national organization that travels around the country. They came. It's not just about the mental well-being, though. It's social emotional development and having events that really showcases the students' competencies, like relationship management and self-regulation skills and social awareness. Those things all need to be nurtured and fostered in all schools of this country. And I think this school is headed in the right direction by really focusing on that this year as well. Not just on mental health when students have a concern, but the goal here is being proactive and showing students that it's okay to be sad and it's okay for emotions of anger and disappointment. It's how you channel that, and using words and using kindness with others and working as a team. That's what we're here about. That's what we want the students to. Jesus is our role model, and students here we always say all for Jesus. So we do participate in the Be Kind project here at school, and we're always looking out for one another, and the students even do shout-outs. They drop slips of paper, so at the end of the day, I do shout-outs for any student who writes on a slip of paper they saw another student doing something wonderful or amazing, and it's been working since the first day of school as well. So that's just some of the highlights here at the school.
It sounds like you have a wonderful culture over there. Again, we're talking to Principal Joseph Olan, Sacred Heart Catholic School. They're located at 401 West Leona, and again, their website is shcuvaldi.org. Principal Olan, I guess let's get into class size, your student body, and your faculty. What's the student ratio? And remind me what ages you guys are educating.
Yes, right now we're a pre-K 3 through 6th grade school. Our average class size is about 12 to 1. Some are a little larger, some are a little smaller. We do have room for more students in some classrooms, not all classrooms. We do have a number of people that are already interested in enrolling their children for next school year that are not part of our current student body. So that is always wonderful. We had 100% retention from last year, and we were able to still double our enrollment. So it's just a really great place to be at, not just because I work here, but because I live it every day with these students. The teachers, the faculty, the staff, they're the backbone of this school, and they really make this school truly a place to be. Students want to be here, so it's wonderful when you hear students not wanting to go home at the end of the day, or they don't want to be picked up to go to the doctor's appointment. They rather stay here with their friends or their teacher. So it's always exciting to see our students always wanting to be here with them.
That is a fantastic problem to have. Now, if a parent is interested in getting their kid in, do you have any scholarship or financial aid, options as well?
Yes. There's a variety of tuition assistance options to choose from. But what I would tell our parents during Catholic Schools Week, not this week, this is next week. Right. Monday through Thursday of next week, if a parent wants to make an informed decision about their child's schooling for next year and they're age 3 all the way to 6th grade, come on by. But call the school first to schedule a tour. I'll be giving tours next week, Monday through Thursday, from 4 p.m. to 6 p.m. Call to make an appointment. I'll be doing 15-minute tours to anyone in the community, even if they don't have a child and they don't have children or children of school age and they just want to learn about Sacred Heart. I'll be doing 15-minute tours with people. They just have to call the school at 830-278-2661, and I will be giving tours during Catholic Schools Week from 4 to 6, Monday through Thursday next week, just to highlight this school, because more people need to know about this school. They don't necessarily have to have school-age children or children to learn more about our great things happening here at the school.
No, it's absolutely, it's a great idea to learn more about the school that is basically, you guys are nurturing and educating and sending out our young kids into teenagers, and they're going to become adults, and they're going to be the leaders of this community. So yeah, you definitely want to know more about how we're basically raising our kids up. So again, Principal Olan, man, you brought up Catholic School Week, which is next week. I know that in addition to you hustling, talking to the parents, there's also, you guys always tend to do a lot of fun stuff with the kids. What are your plans for Catholic School Week? And also, I know you guys always have typically have some fundraisers and cool parties going on. Any cool things on the calendar you want to talk about?
Yes, next school week, this coming Sunday, January 29th, The committee is invited to Mass with Father Eddie. He's our pastor. Our students will be attending the 12 noon Mass at Sacred Heart Catholic Church on January 29th. On Monday, we're going to be celebrating our community. We have a lot of things. The mayor will be here to read our proclamation. We're going to be doing a Heart Smile service project, collecting socks, lotion, slippers for those in need, for those at the nursing home in need, nursing homes. We're going to start a penny drive challenge, which starts off next Monday, will end on February 10th. So we're going to be collecting pennies to fill as much as we can for a local charity. We're gonna see which charity we're gonna choose here in the local community. Next Tuesday, we're gonna have our students celebrating each other. We're gonna celebrate the students, and so the family will have a reading rodeo, a buddy breakfast. The little ones will be sitting having pancakes and bacon with the older students. Parents will send love notes. The sixth graders will be hosting our sponsors by providing lunch for them and talking to them. Next Wednesday, we're going to be celebrating our nation, Red, White, and Blue Day all day. We're also going to be inviting veterans to come on Wednesday, February 1st, to do a veterans table talk with our sixth graders because they really want to learn more about veterans in the Uvalde community. So we're very excited for that. Next Thursday, we're going to be talking about service in our vocations. So Father Eddie, the deacons, our Teresian sisters will be here. We're going to be talking about the vocations and the ministries here of our Catholic faith. Next Friday, we're going to be talking about celebrating our faculty and staff, the church office staff, our school council, and the volunteers that helped this school become a success that, what it is today. And we're going to be having a luncheon for them. Students will be able to talk to them, and they'll be able to be outside with our volunteers as well, and our school council, and they can ask questions of our students and what they're doing in classrooms. So we have a lot planned for our students next week. Catholic Schools Week, again, I'll be giving tours from 4 to 6, but anyone interested in the school, they want more information, or they just want to talk about tuition assistance programs, please call the school at 830-278-2661, and we will schedule a tour, and you can ask all the questions you would like to make an informed decision about the best education your child can receive.
Well, once again, we've been talking to Principal Joseph Olan at Sacred Heart Catholic School, located at 401 West Leona. And again, the phone number is 830-278-2661. Principal Olan, thank you so much for your time. Any final parting thoughts before we get back into some music? We really appreciate all this information, and you are always you're so on with giving all this great information to us, and it's been really great catching up with you. But any other messaging you need to get out there, or final thoughts?
Yes, first, thank you very much, and my final thought is all for Jesus. Thank you.
Amen, brother. Thank you so much. Again, Principal Olan, Sacred Heart Catholic School, and this is National School Choice Week. Don't miss Catholic School Week next week with Sacred Heart, and we're wrapping up here on UvaldeRadio.net. Thank you, sir. God bless.
All right, thank you. Take care. Bye-bye.